Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Melissa, and I am going to be sharing 365 tips for frugal living this year. Today's tip is host a game night, or better yet, alternate hosting game nights. During frugal times, we all need to still be entertained. And one thing I feel like our parents did well, and I know people are going to hate to hear this, but boomers really had that cheap social interaction mastered. My parents used to have card nights, uh, not so many game nights. They did more card nights with their friends, though they did sometimes play board games. I guess they did Risk when my mom was pregnant with me, and then never again because I don't know. My dad was overly competitive with it, or cheated, or stole my mom's property, or I don't know, something that ticked her off. So she refused to ever play the game again. So growing up, I watched my parents have friends over to play cards or go to friends' houses to play cards. And it can be really, really an affordable form of entertainment because you can have some affordable beverages. You can choose. I mean, what kind of a friend group are you? Obviously, if you have somebody in your friend group that is participating in the card night that suffers with alcoholism or substance abuse of some sort, then be supportive of that. And if you have to do a dry game night or a dry card night, that's okay too. But otherwise, find an affordable beer. I mean, PBR, Old Style, Bush. I mean, you don't have to have an expensive beer, or don't have liquor at all. You can have soda, tea, water, coffee. Um, Alternatively, if you all have a vast range of the kinds of things that people like to drink, maybe one guy's always drinking Monster and the other person's drinking Starbucks, and you're over here drinking water because that's your thing. Obviously, it can create some challenges, so you can even do a BYOB. I mean, whatever works for your friend group. But they used to typically have, I mean, I'm from Chicagoland, so almost everybody was drinking Old Style when I was a kid. I i i remember the whole sitting on my dad's lap, and I was like 2 or 3 years old. I think there's a picture of it somewhere where I'm drinking his beer. So Old Style was just kind of what was there, and they would be playing cards, and they'd have simple snacks. Sometimes people might bring something, but simple snacks like pretzels or crackers and cheese, or chips and dip. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or anything expensive. You don't need to pull out the charcuterie board. Keep it simple. Uh, Maybe you eat healthier foods. You can throw out some fruit. Maybe have it after dinner and don't serve any food, or just have snacks if people need them, or keep it simple. That's fine. But if you go out to eat, go out to a bar, you're going to be spending tons of money. You're frequently not going to have as much entertainment as if you did do game night or card night. I mean, that's kind of one thing I actually kind of miss. As much as I prefer to be on my own and I'm not into crowds or groups of people or any of that, I really did like, because I mean, I played cards from the time I was, I don't know, 12 or 13. And so my parents would have friends over or family over, and we'd play pinochle and euchre and hearts and spades. And I learned all these games growing up, and it was actually a lot of fun. And we'd have Cheetos or pretzels or chips or something simple. I mean, nothing too messy because she didn't want to mess up the cards, but it was a lot of fun. And we definitely got to know each other better and definitely had a better experience because we were all able to play and have fun and joke. Watch out for the highly competitive friends, because I know that can be an issue. My family's not allowed to play spoons anymore because, you know, my dad almost got shoved out of a window when somebody grabbed a spoon. And yeah, yeah, it's, you know, they shoved the table into him. And it wasn't even a malicious thing. It's just they're highly competitive. So I'm sorry, rotating game night, card night with your friends. It's a great form of affordable entertainment. And even if you do have snacks, I mean, a bag of pretzels, a bag of chips, and some dip, maybe, you know, you're spending maybe $10, and then maybe, you know, I don't know how much a case of beer is, like 20, some soda, something like that. Soda's gotten ridiculously expensive, you know, maybe get some 2 liters. Maybe make some tea. Maybe make sangria. Sangria is still pretty affordable to make. Anyways, have some affordable food and beverages, and even if it costs you $30, if there's 6 people that you rotate this through, that's $30 every 6 weeks. So that's like $5 a week essentially for entertainment. And maybe you don't do it every week, maybe you do it every other week. So that's $250 a week for entertainment. And it's super affordable, and you're entertained, you're forming relationships. I mean, honestly, I wish I had more people near me where I could do a game night or a card night. I think it would be tons of fun to do that. And it's you know, free or virtually free. It's affordable. It's something that we can, you know, all do. So instead of going to the movies, going out to dinner, going to the bar, you know, going to some huge event, it doesn't have to be that. It can be as simple as a rotating game night, a rotating card night. We used to, at least once a week, we'd have people over to play cards, or we'd go somewhere to play cards. I mean, frequently, as I got older, frequently it was our house just because we were pretty centrally located and we, you know, had a big house. My dad built it himself, so he was able to save money on a lot of things. But and when I say built it himself, I mean literally ground up. He did all but like 2 things in the house. Um, so yeah, it's a great way to save money, be entertained, to live frugally, and then you're also forming that community. You're bonding, you're creating relationships, because the number of times, I mean, I love learning to play new games with certain people. Like, we have this family friend, and he has to be the best at game directions. He will absolutely explain everything perfectly, and I understand it, and I know what it is going into it, and I am not confused. That is a talent. If you have somebody, have them learn the games and teach them to you. But I mean, so many fun experiences, and you know, you're laughing and you're joking and you're talking and you're communicating far more than you're going to be at a bar or a loud restaurant. You're spending a lot less money. I mean, nowadays you go to a bar or restaurant, that's $30 each, you know, minimum. And then you've got a time limit. So rotating family game night, or I'm sorry, rotating friends card or game night as entertainment. So that's today's tip for frugal living. And again, I will be giving you 365 tips for frugal living this year. So please hit like and subscribe if you want to hear more. And I will see y'all tomorrow.